I tend to overthink even the smallest purchases. Sometimes I don't even like that about myself. Maybe it's because I've been living on my own since I was 20, but I've always felt this pressure to avoid regret when it comes to spending. So before I buy anything, I think it through and then I think about it again. It's the same with travel. From the moment I decide to go, choosing hotels and restaurants feels exciting, but also a little daunting. Knowing how much time and energy it will take, everything feels expensive and time always feels limited. In those moments, I find myself quietly grateful for the lists I trust. I don't follow them blindly, but they save me time and make the process feel a little less exhausting. Michelin guides, the world's 50 best, and hotels recommended by travel magazines I love. And I watch how the travelers I admire move through the cities I'm about to visit. At some point, I start to feel that where you go matters less than who is the one going. Some people can go to the same place and still make it feel like somewhere completely different. And sometimes, that slightly distant, almost unreal perspective makes travel feel even more exciting to me. Before leaving for Bangkok, I caught a pretty bad cold in the freezing Seoul winter, and I'm still coughing. At one point, I could barely speak during a meeting. So honestly, there's only one thing I'm hoping for in Bangkok: to feel like myself again, both physically and mentally.
Maybe strawberry cake. It looks so good. Cauliflower is here. Cauliflower. And then wow, 칼국수 있고 떡국. Yeah. The quality is cool. Tons of cocktail.
In that sense, then, what could Bangkok's attitude be reduced down to? I believe adaptive is the right adjective to describe the city. Experimenting and turning it into real-life experiences rather than conjecturing right or wrong or good or bad. This adaptive attitude is what makes Bangkok such a multifaceted city as it is today, capable of transforming itself according to the times and environment. If the city had only tried to lead ahead or find exact answers, it wouldn't have fostered such a quirky harmony of differences, no small family-run hostels next to the global brand 6-star hotel, no interesting intermix of street food and high-end fine dining restaurants. After putting this issue together, I'm deliberately keeping my eyes and ears open to the various goings-on in Bangkok. That is because I believe that it might just be these adaptable groups of people who will change the world of tomorrow.
Oh, Bangkok is so easy to travel. Oh, nice coffee. Italian machine. Look. Cheers. Cheers. Well, I had a weird craving when I had a period. Beef and bread. Yeah, but at the same time, so there's a Wellington. That is what they expected. Beef and bread together. Then there's another thing called beef sando in Japan. Beef sando. That is really good. 다시 먹는 거는 또 앨범을 진짜 샐러드 나는 so much dragon fruit. Plan ahead is a big thing, but also doesn't have to be like right because our body learn how to escape again. If we're doing exactly the same thing over and over again, so we have to be a bit spontaneous. to the spa right now. Just one of the famous spa in Bangkok called Oasis Spa. So let's go, and I'm gonna do 2 hours massage. I'm so excited. 덥다 더워.
For beverages. So we have 2 different styles of wine pairings, or we also do a botanic pairing. The botanic pairing is with no alcohol. Okay, perfect. So before we continue, is there any allergy? Something that you don't like to eat? Any restriction maybe?
First, smoke. Smoke is
Thank you for watching my video. I truly appreciate you taking a moment to sit with my quiet, mundane day. In the midst of your busy life, I hope this gave you a space to slow down and feel something gently, even if just for a moment. If you enjoyed this, I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can also find me on Instagram and TikTok. Feel free to leave a comment or send me a DM. I'll be there. And before you go, just a small reminder, being able to experience a day like this with all its emotions is already a kind of blessing. I'll see you again soon. Thank you, truly.